All right, peace, family. We should be live right now. As you can see, man, I'm having one of them shows that let you know you on Black Magic 363. When you see red, blue, and black magic, man, it's just like one of them shows that, shit, this is our version of the Breakfast Club, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But yeah, we have a good time when we on here together. So it's always good to have these brothers on here. And I want y'all to fill in the room. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about some current events today, y'all. We're going to discuss current events. So current events could get metaphysical with aliens. It could get financial with Gamstop, or it could get political with Sleepy Joe. So you don't know what direction we're going to go in, family. But I'm going to be right back after this beautiful video. Oh, not this video. This, our intro. We're going to set the mood with beautiful. But family, make sure y'all come through Saturday. The day changed. We're gonna have the video premiere Saturday at 8 o'clock. Me, Lux, and Cambada of Manifesto, the first video of our album. But we'll be right back and we're gonna start the show, family.
I'm feeling beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beauty truly irrefutable. Like a movie and my girl is beautiful, 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 beautiful. She a cutie with a booty too. From a doobie to a everything beautiful, 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 beautiful. Take the side and make it suitable. Like a baby out of my life is beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm a spirit in a human suit, but I wear it like a Gucci suit. Having a beautiful day. I wake up in my room and I pray. Then I go to the hoop and I play. Then I go to the booth and I aim. When I saw a rain cloud in the sky, I woke up and blew it away. I make it blue and it's gray. There's nothing as new as today. I say what I do and I do what I say. I've been trying to make lucrative pay. Do the usual, unusual ways. Then I throw a mushroom and I lay. Now I'm trying to have a beautiful night. I see more than what you view in your sight. You get blinded cause the future is bright. I get flyer than the flu in the flight.
You sideline and never flew you a kite. We align with a stewardess height. That's pretty high. But deep the vibe, dive deep in it like a Buddha's advice. I feel like God looking through the eye of the holy, but hold up. Yeah, flipping through the scribe pages, I go over like me. Do you try? It's a beauty. When I go to work, knowing on this shit, gotta let me do my duty. You don't mind? That's a ruby. Dig it? I be dropping juvie, cutie, plotting on my future youth. But my girl I got is beautiful. Booty around like a hula hoop, and I'ma work the box like a cubicle.
I'm feeling beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beauty truly irrefutable. Like a movie and my girl is beautiful, 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 beautiful. She a cutie with a booty too. From a doobie to a everything beautiful, 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 beautiful. Take the side and make it suitable. Like a baby out of my life is beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm a spirit in a human suit, but I wear it like a Gucci suit.
Never should have counted me out of the game. I'm infinite, the sky body intended to pilot the plane. My skin tinted, honey dip got them walls mad cause they calling it out of my range. Whenever that piney go drip, got them thirsty to copy my shit. Now I'm following the claim. Priority sky high, my aesthetic been different. They got the roof off for the ash done, but my third eye film missing. Means when I'm traveling, might be astral, sort of projectile wing missile. Moroccan textiles on me, neck stocked like the Joe Bird Gym District. Life like this is a fine art cut from Brent. This is Basquiat in a gold frame. Black like hematite, bruh, I'm the phenotype with this holy bloodline. It's no wonder why I'm so vain. Got A1 grade, 4C locks on a 5D stage. This kind of frequency, such a gorgeous trip. Get aboard, come and ride these waves. Rock, it's
beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beauty truly irrefutable. Like a movie and my girl is beautiful, 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 beautiful. She a cutie with a booty too. From a doobie to a everything beautiful, 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 beautiful. Take the side and make it suitable. Like a baby out of my life is beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm a spirit in a human suit, but I wear it like a Gucci suit.
All right, family, we are back, man. We are back.
Ugh. Balls.
Oh man, what did I just do? Y'all know Cam was just down there in Atlanta.
Yeah, he just pulled up and shot a video with Sarah.
So Messiah, right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, how's the before we start, real quick, how's the hip hop scene in Atlanta, Blue? You in Atlanta? What's going on down there in the hip hop?
I mean, this is it, bro. In terms of industry wise, this is the engine that pretty much drives, hip hop right now, and on the underground scene, for what some might consider, conscious hip hop and what have you. Yeah, they got next. There's a burgeoning scene out here. There's a lot of hungry MCs, young brothers and sisters that represent a different dynamic, a different aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? A different conversation, and that conversation is taking place in Atlantis. So yeah, it's a dope scene. The city's wide open. It still is very friendly to entertainment. As Tip said, this is a hip hop city.
Hip hop city.
The most hip hop city that I've been in.
Yeah, like they got a hip hop mayor. It's a hip hop city.
If you want to go to a city where people are actually living the lifestyle of what they're portraying and what they're putting out, that's Atlanta.
Atlanta. Wow.
Hey, my genius.
Okay.
Miami is a tech friendly city right now. They're opening up to tech. Atlanta is opening up to entertainment.
Right. Speaking of, before I ask you about Texas, because I want to ask you about Texas. Since we brought up tech and we brought up, we're bringing up all these cities. But before I do that, real quick, got to give a shout out to my brother King Simon. Y'all make sure you contact this brother if y'all want a consultation over the phone. This brother's one of the best. Shout out to that brother. So to get back to Texas, why do I keep hearing there's a mass? Because we're talking about current events, family. If you're tuning in, you want to know what they're building on tonight. We're talking about current events. Why is there a mass exodus from Cali and they're saying Elon, everybody's going to Texas? What's going on with that? Because so much change is happening right now. I'm trying to,
Texas. Yeah, Texas is another one of those places that are open. And there's a convergence of the entertainment and the technology world. So the tech world and the entertainment world are converging in places like Texas. Austin in particular. You feel me? Austin has they have a vibe and an aesthetic that is very artist friendly. You know what I'm saying? And because of that access to an artist community, it also is very friendly to tech. So it's just perfect right now for what's taking place in terms of the way that new economies are emerging and in the way that we see bodies of people moving and migrating, right? That coincides with the opportunities that these locations provide them. You know what I'm saying?
So in Austin, Texas, you have the one and only Alex Jones, right? Alex Jones is Austin, Texas. South by Southwest, right?
Joe Rogan.
Right. Joe Rogan, right? So within that ecosphere of those names that have been mentioned, you have the companies, the startups and whatnot that are somewhat tapped into, many different, sectors or many different niches and whatnot. They're not just in one sector; they're kind of spread out. Then you have the quote unquote white. I don't want to say supremacists because that's not accurate. You have a lot of white militant, white militia, white or the Europeans who are into basically nationhood.
Yeah, nationalism,
right? That's very strong out there. And Texas, in it of itself, is one of the strongest candidates for secession, especially given Texas's original origin history. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
So what you have now with Elon Musk having SpaceX in Houston, right? SpaceX being, they were being the company that they were looking at after NASA stopped going into space or stopped going in on certain missions and whatnot. Right?
Right.
He won his contract. He's the one that they tag with the technology. They're going to give him all of the funding. You're going to be able to go to the moon. They give him experimental rockets. He blew up about 100 rockets already. Yes. Right? He gets that margin of error, right? Yeah. He's putting up the satellites. He's doing a lot of stuff, right? He's on Clubhouse having candid conversation, like matter of factly, like we're going to Mars. There's a one-way ticket, right?
Mm.
We're out of here in a few years. And he's saying it like it's really going down.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just a different kind. It's a different kind of conversation. Shout out to Texas. You know, when I was going to Houston for a few years, I was ringing the alarm and putting it out. I'm like, fam, I was telling you, I'm like, Texas got an energy to it. You know, as certain people were beginning to move on from the Atlanta experiment or the Atlantis experience, because that's what it is. You know,
Mm.
they were like, you know what? I'm ready to take my talents over to Texas and do some building because of the cost of life being a certain standard and not being inflated upon in places where was once affordable the same way. And then once the inflation and other opportunities get lost, you like, shit, I could take that to Texas. I could do the same type of thing that's being saturated in Atlanta and go out here and do it.
Right, right. What you mentioned Clubhouse. I mean, the Clubhouse, I think they got $1 billion valuation right now. They have like taken over the minds. They saying all the black creators is on Clubhouse. I could go there 4 in the morning and there's rooms with 1,000 people in them. And oh shit, what's going on with
Right.
Clubhouse? Is it really worth what everybody's saying it's worth, or is it just another mind wasting social media platform?
When we were in the MySpace era, right? And
Mhm.
everybody was doing HTML and building their pages and they were stuck, right? Because of the stickiness of what the platform did was called MySpace, right? Keep in mind, all of these platforms have business models. All of these platforms are meticulously put together for purposes. You have software as a service, you have knowledge as a service, you have transportation as a service, which is like Uber and all of these other things. But what these social media sites represented in the beginning, it began to change throughout the ages. And as these sites began to change throughout the ages, these sites dictate the way that individuals such as myself, yourself, and others who are what is considered digital nomads. We are also considered influencers. We're also considered a lot of other things like, say it again,
Content creators.
content creators, right? So Instagram was the breakthrough.
Mhm.
Okay. Facebook had you putting information out in what? Not in video form, not even in really picture form, mostly like in article form. Blogs, blog talk, and other little things with boom were big on like Facebook. You're connecting with your friends, you know, you're connecting with family members, and then it lost its purpose, right? When it began monetized, when they began monetizing the company, and they switched the business model from social media to social network. They switched the business model to ad-based business model. They switched the business model to data-based. So then the new app that took over in that place would be YouTube, right? No, Instagram. From Facebook, you had Instagram pop up. Now Instagram is a different animal. It's what? Pictures, right? It's images that at the end of the day can be edited, which is augmented and doctored and whatnot. So you're dealing with a level of in and dis in instead
Mind
of
illusion.
the illusion, right? The opposite of authenticity, right? But
You're
then
right. Right.
Blog Talk Radio comes through. Blog Talk Radio extends all of the conversations that we may have been having on these limited platforms because it was not set up to where it was friendly to audio, right? P2P, person to person, audio in a way that we could have conversations longer than a certain amount of minutes. Why? Because it was sticky. Going back to what I'm saying about sticky, all of these sites had a level of retention to it based off of the level of stickiness that whoever developed and built these sites, they're able to get people to have a retention rate, meaning that they're stuck on these sites or these apps. They can't leave it. They're on that shit. The way that they're able to crunch the numbers and tell how long you are on these sites, that is what gives it this valuation. That is what gives it, because a valuation is basically how we bet on somebody who we know is about to blow. If there's an artist and we like, nah, son is about to get some bands. He about to get a few billies, right? Just based off of the buzz, based off of potentiality, probability, right? And things of that nature that we know that this artist represents. That's what the valuation is in so many ways. So the stickiness of your site is going to determine how big your bag is. Facebook figured that out with the AdSense business model. And now the longer that you stay on a site, the more information that they're able to cipher off of you, the longer your eyeballs are stuck to their screen. So they're selling advertising.
Right. Run up their ad revenue. You know what I'm saying? Asking for advertisers. They're like, look, I have the desired demographic and I have the time being spent. Right? So I have the attention and I have the retention.
Right.
You feel me?
I can sell them anything.
Sell them anything.
Anything.
Right? So you're getting money from what you could potentially sell them, but you're also getting money on the back end from selling their data.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then if there's any in-app activity, you getting money based off of that.
If you're selling in-app, right? If you monetize it, pardon me, Blue, when you monetize it to where you're upselling in the app, then now you're getting money off of the upsell, or you're getting money off of just the basic few dollars that you get off of every transaction as a processor. So this business model is evolving, right? Moore's law, the business model and the technology as it evolves, boom. Then we go from Instagram to YouTube, where the 15-minute grainy video has now been upgraded to more than an hour, and it's 1080 DPI. Wow, film level. Okay, so now then it goes from being that to live, right? So now I can watch something go down on YouTube in real time as it's live, no editing, no nothing, and it's in 1080 DPI. It's clean, it's clear, the audio is good. Come on. So now we went from an era where we had the information, Facebook, the audio, blog talk, right? And images, Instagram, and live, the aspect of being there in real time, not stale information, real time shit. I want it right now, but I want to know, I want to be present in the moment. I want to be a part of something big right now. Then they give you an app that has all of that included in it.
Right.
Right? Clubhouse has all of these. This is just a latest iteration on the improvement on a communication app. But this app is going to allow us to make more money than what we were making on Instagram by tapping into all of the revenue streams that existed in that. And it's taking people to a whole nother level just with their conversation. I promise you, there's levels, there's people who their social value is rising through the roof, right? In ways that it could not rise on an Instagram live or on Instagram or on YouTube. I don't know why, but the way that this thing is set up, people are having the opportunity to hear from segments of people who look like them, who they might not even have known existed. And if they're in the right rooms, bro, they're getting some downloads. Like they're getting woken, they're getting their version, their red pills, they're getting their dosage of red pills in a way that they can appreciate it and even not feel like they're being attacked or something.
It's a different dynamic, and it really, came post the conjunction, right? We were speaking about the age of technology. Aquarius is technology and Aquarius is air. So the fact that we are only listening to the airwaves, it's like a 24-hour talk radio station. Niggas will sit up there and listen to Rush Limbaugh for 3 hours, shoot the shit. You feel me? So, or you sit there and look at the news for the talking heads that are spitting you propaganda. Now there's breakout rooms for every alternative conversation that you can possibly conceive of or think of. God damn it, they got a room talking about it. Right. So you get to pick your poison. If that's not your cup of tea, then you move on. You be selective of the things that you engage in. That's period. That's life. But my spirit, right? Like I've been, impulsed to be like, yo, pick the phone up, go into this room, and I hear some dynamic shit that I ain't know. And I'm
Mm.
appreciative if I can go somewhere and find out something that I didn't previously know or wasn't hip to. So coinciding with this upsurgence of information in this new platform, it has now also become the dissemination platform to talk about for people to talk about crypto and other digital currencies or ways to engage in the market to get to a different level of a bag, right?
Right.
Only for other people to find out that they've been left out
Hmm.
for a conversation that's been taking place for a minute. And now niggas is playing catch up. So, you know, we have to be very thankful that with new, I think 19 says this, with new technology comes new language or new conversation. You feel me? We are in a different era, a different age. And already in 2021, what they have showed you is the difference between social media and social networks, right? You saw two insurrections in the span of 20 something days, of a 28-day cycle. You saw two levels of insurrections, right? Neither one of them with guns, but still, in their own right, revolutionary, right? And those particular movements, those plays was forged by people utilizing social networks, a
Social
community,
network facts.
right? With
Right.
people that are on one accord.
Right.
So even out of even out of Clubhouse now, you have the avenues to the Discord groups. You have the avenues, what I'm saying, to the Telegram and to the Signal groups. You have these smaller breakout groups now to even get more nichier. You feel me?
Hmm.
No,
And
not just breakout groups. These are nodes. These are
yeah,
chronicles that are being born because you got Parlor now. Parlor is huge. You got Telegram. Telegram is huge. Every place or every new app that opens up an avenue to where you could disseminate information and build with people who are part of your conversation or what it is that you have to
yeah.
offer in these days and times where you have to be somewhat of your mind state. It has to be in your mind state, but walk into the right rooms and ask the right questions and know that you're in school, you can change your mind state, right? But based
My
off of
thing is like, yeah,
would say,
we have little,
right,
little to no excuse right now, right?
right, right,
Because what Aquarius also represents is the age of no. So this is no longer speculative. It's very operative, and the information that you need to change your life is at your fingertips, right?
right,
There's no secrets right now. Hold on.
right,
All the shit that you need to know to change
right.
your life is at the fingertips, right?
Mm.
There is a multiplicity of economic engines that are revving up right now for people to get into to get access to information, right? You got 19 in the family with the BWO. That's changing people's lives in real time, right? You got different plays all across the motherfucking board. Like we just got into something called the biggest crypto play ever. It's
Facts.
extraordinary. These young brothers putting together these programs and these systems that are automated where they are tweaking technology to
Mm.
empower the people and power back into people just for us connecting and operating as a node, as a system. Once again, I want to shout them out because they're actually looking at this program in Discord in live right now, right?
Facts.
Mm.
Shout out
And
to
the
the fact.
brothers were able to build out that technology. Like there's so many geniuses that are coming on board and converging. We are in the midst of a digital revolution. Only 1 month out of 2021. Now you niggas can be pessimists and say the lights are gonna go out and the game is gonna change, but live your life like the white man wasn't watching you, right? What
Mm.
would you do with that level of freedom?
Ooh,
Because
shit.
access,
That's
the
a
access
quote.
is available.
What you
The
say that
access
shit
are
again?
open.
Live your life like so. Hold on, Blue.
Live
You
your
said
life
live
like
your
the white man wasn't watching you,
shit.
Mm.
right?
That's freedom.
As if
That's
he was
freedom.
so busy, if he was so tied up with his children and fucking aliens that he don't have enough time to worry about your black ass, what would you be doing? Right?
Man.
How will we be connecting the dots, right? To make sure before a particular time of the day, you already got your financial situation situated. What you gonna do with the rest of your time? Right? We got things that we need to clean up amongst ourselves, amongst our families and our communities. We need time and we need resources. And the way that you do that is that you alleviate that motherfucking monkey on your back, being your finances first and foremost. So there's systems, right? There's systems and programs that are now available to help ease that particular stress. You know, with people, I mean, if you can factor, if you was doing the 9 to 5 and that was just for extra income, but that wasn't your primary source, right? That wasn't the source of your primary fucking daily stress. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you live your life if you could live rent free? Right? And that's what the promise of networking with these nodes and these networks, you know what I'm saying? That affords you the opportunity once you see how these residual systems work. You feel me? And it's like, you know, there's people in the network with land. You build a crib for 40 and 50 racks and you part of a network and everybody's touching paper. You got food growing. You know what I'm saying? You are really practicing a level of what is considered quote unquote sovereignty. What would you do with that free time? Right? What would your research be like then? So we got to address the things once again that has been holding our people back and pretty much, you know what I'm saying, having us on neutral and not blowing forward.
Look, Rich,
Yeah.
there exists human beings, right?
Yeah.
Who 10 years ago heard a conversation and heard a word called Bitcoin. And what they did was they said, you know what? I'm going to buy as many shares of this coin that at the time in 2010 was, ask me how much? $1.
Yeah.
One, right? In 2010. And they went ahead and they said, I'm going to get about 1,000 of these and I'm going to just let them sit. Right?
Yes.
So 11 years later, there are individuals that are walking around who every day when they wake up, they could turn on their phone, right? The electricity still works. The phones are still on, guys. You know what I mean? You know, we're still good. The internet has not, we didn't get the 3 days of darkness yet. And they could see the coins of between the $33,000 and $38,000. Right? Somebody who's sitting on 1,000 coins. Oh, my bad, 999. Because that person wasn't all the way FOMO. They sold one coin along that 10, 11 year rough journey, right? But like Blue said, this is the power of being able to have multiple income streams, right? So whereas you could sit on an investment and never touch that investment because that investment is so secure. That investment is so emergency. That investment is, you basically bury it. I'm not going to touch this until this shit touches me. Right? And that investment begins to mature. That's the thing that we haven't learned. There's a lot of things that our people did not learn from the generations that came before us. And a lot of people say, oh, yeah, because the generation didn't know that. I would ask them, well, how did the generation before them know it? Because they were collecting gold. They had estates. They had trust. They had an understanding of business. They had patents. They were inventing shit.
Right.
They were building towns.
They were focused on wealth building. They wasn't focused on working no job.
Exactly.
They was builders. They was business owners. They was creators. They was innovators, and they was under pressure. Back then, but they operated differently. What happened?
This all
Since
came
we
with
in, you know, since we in that history month, can we ask the questions now? Is it permissible and admissible? What happened to our people? Right? We stopped looking at the larger picture and we put ourselves in position for power plays, and we also made sure that our progeny was going to be situated in the future. You know, even in this community, that information was not necessarily taught by our elders, by the master teachers, by the scholars. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody taught us about insurance in this community. Nobody taught us about banking for self. Like these were lessons that was passed out. There was a lot of arguments that took place, a lot of time spent on arguing. You feel me? But not enough time spent on building or sidestepping whatever you consider. Damn, I'm giving all of this problem my attention and my energy. Like, what could I do if I just stepped over here and ignored that shit? Can it ignore me or can I not ignore it? There's a difference, right? You might be lying to yourself. They might have ignored you a long time ago, my nigga. You might be caught up thinking that they paying attention to you. They might have been moved on. So it's like, yo, like it's really time to snap out of it.
I want to because you said something important about a community. Of course, I got to give a shout out to Chicago Crypto,
Absolutely, yes.
Bitcoin Bully. Actually, shout out to Blue for introducing me to this brother, and just Blue and Red for bringing this brother on years ago on their platform. But hold on, what am I doing here? Give me a second, y'all. But yeah, we having a boot camp. Actually, the cryptocurrency boot camp is going down. Let me just stretch this out. Yeah, it's going down, family. The 6-hour boot camp is going down February 20th, and it's $90 for a lifetime access fee to the course. He's going to do a 2-hour Q&A, 4 hours of teaching. It's going to be off the hook, family. The last time I did the course, family, in November, Bitcoin was at about 19,000. And then as you can see now, it's in the 30s. It might have been lower than that. I think it was probably about 15,000, but now it's in the 30s. So if you had just invested when I started my class, you would have already had doubled your money. And I understand a lot of people in the community is scared about the change. There's going to be so much rapid change occurring in the next 5 years. You're going to see resistance from your community. But I've seen this, family. I've seen this movie before, Red and Blue, when the internet first came around and they told us the internet was evil. The internet was going to do this and going to do that. I seen this when debit cards came around, and a lot of the black people and the elders was like,
I seen it when the Metro card came around.
With the Metro card, like you see this every time something when the phones came around. Oh, this is the microchip, y'all. They told all of us, this is the microchip, and I'm sure there's shit in here. But the point is, everybody adapted to technology, and like Prince said about the internet. Use the internet, don't let the internet use you. And I know I'm messing it up a little bit, but it's just like everything with money. People said money's evil. And it's like, come on, y'all, everything that comes around, y'all call it evil and it's going to do this. It's not it that's doing it. This ain't destroying my life. Yeah. I'm destroying my life. I just got to know how to use this. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me real quick about our community is always so scared of any little bit of change that's going on. And it's always a huge it's not going to help us. They feel as though it's going to be, to our detriment, if that's the right word.
Yeah, first and foremost, anything done out of moderation, my friends, it doesn't matter. Anything that is overdone is not going to be necessarily good for you. So to be able to explain why using this too much, going to sleep with this, having this next to your head when you lay down, not being able to put the diodes on it, right? People perish for the lack of knowledge. There was information that the great grand master, Delbert Blair, that I feel that everybody should know who Delbert Blair is, and all of our master teachers. But yeah, Delbert came with that information about the diodes a very long time ago. And even in other communities, they were aware of that. What we should be doing, because we're alchemists, is we should be practicing more reverse engineering. We should be practicing more, when we discover how something is operating, we should be engineers. We should be the ones who say, you know what? So this is what they do in shanty towns in Africa. They recreate some of the technology that people are like, yo, they built that to destroy y'all. Well, they like, yo, I'm making robot arms too. How about that? I'm creating a drone out of milk crates and shit like that. So we have the opportunity as the conscious community. We are the ones who are the inventors. We are the ones who are tapping in. It seems like so many people are stuck in the past that they don't want to embrace change. You know what I mean? They don't want to give credit to anything that's moving forward. And they always focusing on the stuff that was going on centuries ago and whatnot. You dig what I'm saying? So that's not going to help us move in a direction. What we should be doing is you know, seeing what is going on in the technology and hacking it. When I say hack, I mean solve a problem. When I say hack, I mean reverse engineer it. When I say hack, I mean take it and tweak it and make it used for, so you can utilize it. Because when we discovered with cell phones we're going to be, imagine if we had a budget to send 1,000 or 10,000 of our young scholars to a school to teach them not just technology, but how to build their own telecommunication networks and things of that nature. So we are now currently on the cusp of quantum, of AI. We are now on the cusp of multiple technologies that are coming out right now. They even have a quantum computer that you'll be able to have in your home for $500. They have 3D printing machines that could print meat. You could print mock meat. You could print a gun. They're 3D printing houses. You could 3D print a car. You feel what I'm saying? This is the time when you could be the one programming the AI. You could be the one programming the quote unquote automation industry and whatnot. You could be the architect. You could be the one that writes the code instead of sitting back, low key. It's almost like by talking about something, you don't make it, you make it stronger because you make people pay attention to it and give it the kind of energy that where it's bigger than them or it has some type of malefic intent. When we know that you could, like I say, moderation. The same gun that could protect you could be the same gun that could turn around and kill you. But go ahead, Blue.
Yeah. People fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. I guess it's just the fury of man, right?
Who's that a quote from? Who's that a quote from, Blue?
I said, hate me now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's like, if you don't understand the technology, right, you are always going to feel like you're being victimized, like it's threatening to you.
Threatening, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like the brother said, if people don't have the mind and the spirit to go into something, hack and re-engineer it, then we're always being left to the Debbie Downer, Chicken Little sky is falling, conversations that take place in the community because it's a defeated victimhood mentality that's pervasive.
Hey, yo, real quick, Blue. Yo, when I was like 21, I thought the world was gonna end like 3 different times. Fucking with this information, bro.
Yo, I remember giving up once. I was like, I'm not paying that bill, man.
I know that people that was waiting for it to end. But right. It was rituals and ceremonies and everything else to bring it on. And it's like the life is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And the world really is a beautiful place. We just have to get out of the shadow of it and get into the light, so we can enjoy the benefits of vitality and vigor and promise, what tomorrow is bringing because of this digital space. It's like it really qualifies every conversation that we were having for 20 years leading up to this in terms of the autonomy and the sovereignty and the right that, the power that you are able to have in your own hand and live life on your own terms, right? And you have to learn this methodology leading into the new world because things are not going back to the past, right? And you're going to have to be responsible for yourself, for your mom, your nana and them. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to learn this for yourself and for your progeny and for the people that's in your network that are going to get left out. It's like when you got on IG and you left your parents on Facebook and they didn't know how to get over there. You know what I'm saying? They was nagging you.
Yeah, yeah.
And they was acting like they know how to use YouTube and look at the video. So, shout out once again to Chicago Cryptocurrency. He has the vital information, that is necessary and it is needed for us to get, mentally downloaded. So we can not only learn it, but there's you have to turn the curve. Once you actually get to learning, you got to get in there and start tweaking it, start moving with it, start busting plays. We got to get fluid. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to take some adaptation as well. And once we get into something, we have a different way that we interact and interface with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we tweet. We tweet. You know what I'm saying? He has a profound system of how he is able to simplify and teach this science, right? And again, I could say the same thing about myself that we could say about the community if we would have only listened earlier, right? Because we had, the brothers from Murakush was teaching about cryptocurrency on our platforms since 2013.
2013?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2013.
Damn, that's
even
damn.
and them brothers might be Bitcoin billionaires right now.
Who those the Morris brothers?
Uh,
The
yeah,
Mobit Association came later, right?
Okay, okay.
My brother D Miller L and the Mobit Association, I believe they came 15. Marrakush and them was 13, 2013.
yeah. I meant the Moabit Association. They're now called Brexit, right?
Brexit, yeah.
Yeah,
And we had the Mooney twins.
and the
Darryl
Mooney.
Oh,
Mooney
I remember that. The
and
Mooney
Wayne
twins.
Mooney with the
Right.
information about Bitcoin and catch this, shorts.
Yeah,
Stocks, we were teaching the whole community about the shorts on the show, right?
since 2011.
2011, bro.
Years ago, we was talking about shorts on the program, and we was talking about the feeder matrix system, which
Right.
again, like I said, now has emerged yesterday.
On the blockchain.
Right, biggest crypto play ever.com. These brothers have incorporated that matrix feeder matrix system into the blockchain technology where everything is transparent. You can watch all of the plays, you can watch everything. So this takes and alleviates so many things out of the equation that have hampered this community, right? Trust issues like, yo, where's my money at?
Right, yeah.
What they doing with it? Now
Right.
you can see everything that's taking place. Technology solves problems.
Hack.
Man,
That's what a hack is.
technology is an extension of man's mind. There's nothing you can physically see right now that is not a testament to the manifestation of man's mind, right?
Potential.
So they say, oh, that shit is man-made. What? But man's
What ain't man?
the image of the Most High, the Creator Himself. So
Right.
it's still made in the image of God, ain't it?
That's a factory. That's facsimile. Hey, that's fax domino, right? Everything that you see comes from the mind of man. So
Right.
how is it not divine? The simple mathematic, like I said, we don't have to deal with speculative anymore. This is the age of experience. We are in a new era. This is the age of Aquarius. So the age of Aquarius is, yo, look, I got my wallet is on the blockchain. You understand? I have a smart contract. You can't get past that right now. The blockchain is transparent. It's an open ledger, meaning that you can't hum a stunt. Yeah, I got 80 coins. We all see your wallet. What's in your wallet, right?
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet,
What's in your wallet?
right? So, and if a penny moves on a blockchain, it's an open ledger. You can't hide it. So, and this program that we're a part of, right? We have a smart contract that releases our money based off of accomplishment. So once they implement a smart contract across the board, this is the beginning of, in 2021, you're going to see the beginning of the blockchain and the smart contracts and how it's going to revolutionize things. But once you enter into a smart contract, nobody can wiggle you out of it. There's no way that you could basically, this thing is here to build trust. It's here to build, results. They're going to put it into the music industry, and people who are being jerked for their royalties, and their album was selling in Turkestan. Right. They went platinum.
That's right.
Flavia.
The conversation is taking place, especially the one that was posted online by Styles P about last week, where he said he only makes $25K off of his entire catalog annually, right? The conversation is going to be about mechanics. It's going to be all about digital. So you can't focus on a digital distribution of dollars or percentages without that at some point shifting to crypto. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going digital.
That's why when we have things like this and we talk about investing in crypto, family, if smart contracts is the thing of the future, you got to think smart and you got to figure out who created the smart contracts. Then that goes to that white dude from Ethereum. So then you got to ask yourself, Ethereum might be a good move to make. You know what I'm saying? But I just seen so many brothers, like you mentioned, the brother Chicago crypto. I seen just so many brothers out there doing cryptocurrency, teaching cryptocurrency now. So yeah, just shout out to everybody who's doing their thing with in the crypto market right now. But let me ask y'all real quick. So what talk to the family, help the family understand exactly what's going on since we're moving into this new realm and the financial markets are changing and shifting and things is going digital. It seems as though technology is closing the gap on the rich and the poor. And we had a situation with GameStop last week where shit, a lot of people came up big time, big time.
Right.
From what went down with GameStop, where the hedge funds got caught. They did some slick shit, and you seen how Robinhood was on their side or whatever. But y'all explain it much better than me. So exactly what went down and what does that signal to us as a community?
Once again, there are many lessons that could come out of that will come out and have come out in that situation right there. But the first lesson, Blue Pill touched on it a minute ago, and he explained when you utilize social media as a social network, you will see the power of the numbers, right? You will see the power of the collective. You will see the power of people moving as one. When they went to Capitol Hill, they moved on the Capitol building as one, right? They were moving like an army of ants. Okay, they wasn't trying. They were moving as one. Even if they saw police and whatnot, they ran past homie with the with top flight. So what we find in the GameStop situation from the quote unquote Reddit group, right? Wall Street Bets, and I've talked about Reddit on many occasions, and I was explaining the power of the Reddit was responsible for a lot of votes that Donald Trump received in his first term as president. That came from the Reddit community. Those the subgroups and the other groups that were out there, alt-right, and those groups were humongous on Reddit. And then they broke off and became the Boogaloo, the Proud Boys, and all of these other factions. Mm-hmm. But that group moved as a network. They was like, yo, in this new algorithm-based, numbers-based game, right? This is a fucking game. This is the Matrix. Let's keep that in mind. You know what I'm talking about? You have to be able to bring Matrix rules in order to hack the Matrix. You have to have your cheat code. What is the cheat code in the Matrix? The motherfucking numbers. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Not on this Matrix. So when you're able to rush something and your numbers are up, you can basically push the needle, right? You can move the goalposts. You can boost the price up. You can make a stock shoot, a pump and dump, right? Even though there were some other players that were involved, there were other hedge funds and whatnot who bought about 11 mil, but that doesn't matter. What mattered and what I won't allow them to take credit from was for the fact that, and this is where Clubhouse comes in, and this is what I'm talking about with speculative. Risk takers, you take the fucking bag, okay? If you're a risk taker, this 21 Savage, if you're a risk taker, if you're willing to roll the motherfucking dice, if you're willing to put it on the wood, my niggas, if you're willing to take a step, you feel me, into the unknown, you might hit a lick.
Remember, fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. So this cryptocurrency is not for the weak of the heart. The cryptocurrency is not for niggas that's not doing nothing in life and whatnot, and they'll be digging into their cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency is not for the impatient, the microwavable ones. The cryptocurrency is not for the doubters, the doubting Thomases. You niggas gotta have faith. This is about knowledge. This is about knowing. So the power of Clubhouse is this. Niggas was in Clubhouse when the motherfucking GameStop shit started booming. They made a room immediately. You was getting real-time information in real fucking time. So you was able to put $1,000 or $5,000 before, because Robinhood pulled the plug once too many niggas got on. There was an open window where you could have ran in there, put $5,000 through your cash app on GameStop, and then by later in the day when that bitch went up 400% damn near. So probably when it was up about 250, you'd be like, you know what, I'm selling half of these.
That's insane.
I just hit a super lick. Fuck, what you talking about? This is not speculative, nigga. Receipts.
Right. And that day,
Super lick in real time. Pardon me.
it was last Thursday, right? It was a Jupiter day, and astrologically, they said that that was the luckiest day of the calendar year to make money. It was the full, it was the wolf full moon,
The wolf.
right? So instead of the Cronus complex, right, which 19 talks about as well, where Saturn, right, or the old father time. Remember, we just coming out of the conjunction. Father time eats his children. Right now, we're seeing the children eat father time. Right, and this is the battle, the astrological. I'm giving niggas too many gems. The mythological astrological battle that we've been talking about in these lectures between Jupiter and Saturn that represented the conjunction when they conjuncted is the mythological battle between Kronos, Saturn, between his son Zeus, Jupiter. But Jupiter, Zeus beats Kronos, right? Makes him swallow a stone. He tricked them out because the whole trickster aspect is dealing with Capricorn as well. So he tricks them out. He swallows the stone and he dies. So the son defeats, you know what I'm saying, the father. Now we're seeing that. We're seeing the children eating the father, eating the parents, right? The young are they're resurrecting an insurrection on both facets of what this country represents. There's only three of them, right? Military, politics, and finance. Nigga, the politics and the finance have already been penetrated. And because of that, it has compromised the military. Because these niggas is in charge of the security. Both fields, both frontiers of their security got motherfucking infiltrated. Right? By bloodless revolution. No guns are utilized, right? In this revolution. Only organization. Right? Only organization. Aquarius also stands for humanity. They were able to exercise their cohesiveness as a unified unit, right? And exercise those humanistic abilities to rage against the machine. They were in passion, right? By killing their daddy. Oh, my daddy hurt my mama before, and my daddy ain't been a good daddy to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rage against the machine. I'm gonna turn up. And that's what we're looking at, right? That's what we're looking at. And it's a beautiful time to be alive. If you could only figure this thing out and get out of your own way.
But Blake,
get out of your own way. Get out of your own way.
Chat room that the Pentagon did get attacked. The
Pentagon, they got hacked. They got hacked up there.
So they breached the military. So the Pentagon got hacked and breached. So yes. And who's to say that was not by their own children as well? Because Wall Street vets and them children, them white boys on Reddit, that's the children of the brokers, right? Capitol Hill, when you saw most of those young Kunan shaman and them niggas, right? Him and his set, right? Those were the children of those same congressmen.
And mind you, family, yes, this would be considered the underbelly of the conscious community. This is their version of it.
Right.
You understand? That we've been telling y'all about, that they existed. Like, yo, I'm telling y'all, them niggas is out there. I be running into them in Oregon. Right. Yeah, that's them. You feel me? But again, look what they were able to do with cohesiveness by having a unified front and everybody being on one accord. When we were displaying and exhibiting unity, we were able to do things like the Montgomery bus boycott or what have you, right? People were able to move the needle by a show of unity, right? To make whoever they were attempting to malign in the media say, yo, I got to get to the table because this is a bad look. This is bad for the brand. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the brand is damaged right now. America Inc. as a brand, the shit is in the toilet. You feel me?
America Inc. is down. Them stocks is down, my nigga.
Stocks is down, and they have a very, weak CEO. Right? You want me to run through some of the things that's taking place with this administration?
Sleepy
Please,
Joe.
go ahead, go ahead,
Real
go ahead,
quick,
bro.
lighten
Go
up.
ahead. Go ahead.
They had no idea that the prior administration's COVID vaccine rollout was as bad as it was. They didn't get behind, the controls until the day of inauguration, and they saw how bad it was. They are missing 20 million doses. Missing.
Oh God.
I got, and again, even if it's not on your MSNBC, I have all of the articles because they publish them. They just don't report it in the news like this, right? They are missing 20 million valves. They are unaccounted for because they did not have a federal registry. They allocated them to the states and allowed, once again, the states to operate state sovereignty. The states or the health departments of those states was in charge of allocating and distributing the vaccines once the states got it in their hands. Do you have any idea how much black market activity is going on with
Man.
those vaccines right now? Right? Because again, they're playing a pump and dump game in terms of they're utilizing rich people to say, we want it first. The state is acting as if they're Robin Hood, right? And saying, no, we're prioritizing poor people first, right? Because we care so much about them, right? And then the rich are saying, I'll pay whatever it costs, right? And they're like, no, you got to wait. So that's all acting that they're doing in public. Once again, to make people who are without feel like, oh, I got to get with the program because if rich people want it, God damn it, it must be safe.
Right.
Or it must have a value to it. Or I might be special. You know what I'm saying? Or I can eat the rich like this. This is how I can rebel. Right? And they spinning you for one. I ask people to this day, if Congress is so important and the security protocol is so important, right? Why have all of them congressmen and senators with double masks on the floor? Why not just get them more shots? Right? You can't put 100 something aside to make sure the Congress and majority of those people that's over the age of 50 that they are secure. If these are the people in charge of running this country, you will put them in the bunker, but you wouldn't hit them a jab in the arm. I understand that.
Crazy, man.
Right? You will utilize the National Guard and the military to guard those senators, but no one pointed out the fact that all of them soldiers was on top of one another and they don't have shots. Come on. Like, this shit's really starting to not make any sense. You feel me? They said 35% of the infection rate is down. So they actually said that they're doing good. But all you hear on the TV is Fauci saying that it's going to be worse because of these variants, these mutant strains that are coming from Brazil, right? What they're not telling you specifically from the Amazon. These mutated strains originated in the Amazon.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I've been told people, I said, what do you think the geological consequences of the burning of the Amazon and the releasing of all of those bacteria and things was, coupled with the fact of all of the bacteria being released right from the north, from the polar regions, with all of the ice melting, and now it exposing bacteria that has been frozen for millions of years, and all of these things now connecting because of the forest fires and all of the bad air that's going around the planet, right? What the hell you think is coming and circling around? Right? People have no idea. But again, this is not a advertisement for you to go and put a mechanized, militarized medical device in your body that they are erroneously calling a vaccine. By definition, is not, right? This is not a call to go do that. If they cared so much about these elderly people, if they cared so much about the quote unquote black and brown community, why has there not been one poster, one flyer, one government proclamation telling people that they need to eat more vegetables, get more sleep, get more sun, drink more water, jog more frequently, because science is coming out with all of this information. Science, 120 plus scientists came out with research and studied and showed the vitamin D, right, will help against, and they say 80% of people who got COVID were vitamin D deficient.
Right.
So they have already had the medical political information pumped out at the same time that they are attempting to jab people in the arm about how people can put themselves in, to make themselves less susceptible to have the virus. But that information has not filtered out of any of these media outlets. And they're telling you with the same tongue, though, that they love you, that they care about you, that you are prioritized, that, we're keeping our campaign promise, all of this BS. You feel me? So.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. I think I remember you saying that, Blue, years ago about the Amazon, that there's going to be something that happens as a result. I remember you saying that on the platform. So when you brought that up just now, I'm like, oh shit, you was talking about how that's the lungs of the planet, or I forgot exactly what term you used, but
That's exactly what I said. It's the lungs of the planet. And this particular infliction that took place last year, it intensified in Gemini when we came into the sign of the lungs. Gemini being air, Gemini being the mind and the mental. Gemini is the month as well when melanated people had to make their minds up. Were they going to buy this media claim about COVID being a black thing, or were they going to bust out of their shell, get into the streets on a George Floyd? And they chose the opposite, right? They rose up. The solar flare went off May 29th, and things ain't been the same since. So luckily, we were able to at least make our minds up not to be victimized by the propaganda. You feel me? But now that the vitamin D is low, they're attempting to whip people into a frenzy as we head back into late spring, early summer, when they said, oh, we just ordered 200 more million shots and we'll be able to give them to the whole general population, right? Including younger people. And they haven't decided yet what they're going to do with quote unquote babies or youngsters. It's not admissible for them as of yet, which should also tell you something. Right? Your granddad could take it, but your baby can't, and they hitting your baby when it come out of the womb with all them other types of shots. You feel me? So I mean, there has been a protracted campaign as well that has been large, and we spoke on this as well. I said the same people who are recruited to sell you voting, right, as a necessary,
right.
Like you had to do this for your bloodline, like you had to do this for Nancy, right? This was your ancestral obligation.
Rights.
Yeah, your birthright demanded it. If shit was somewhere in your fine print for your birth certificate in your family's Bible, they're like, yo, you gotta vote. That's the same niggas that they're willing out
for the vaccine.
Right? For the vaccine.
Right.
And we saw, right, rest in peace. I don't know if we were on a program since, but we lost Hank Aaron. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said whether Sissy Tyson had it or not. They just like, she lived long enough. Just leave her alone. May she rise in power, right?
Right.
Bless her beautiful life. But Jesse Jackson got the hit, and he in the hospital. You feel me? That's the ghost of Martin. That's another story, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing elders line themselves up and get knocked down. You know what I'm saying? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's getting ready. You know what I'm saying, to make a. And it's like I can't even, like, where were these people at? All the rest of the time. You feel me?
Right.
Like all of this concern for the community comes from where? When the community has been without resources and without the necessary attention for so long, it's not hard to feed people. It's not hard to administer information to people. You know what I'm saying?
Like the information that I heard over the past 3 months on Clubhouse, it certified my suspicions that these celebrity people hate us. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They got it in for us.
They're not there for us, bro, because there was conversations that they could have had with their people, right, that I'm hearing every other night. Oh, get them in a room with Grant Cardone or one of the white boys that's millionaires. you start hearing a different type of information coming from them. You hear a different kind of conversation. They're sharing a whole lot of intricate details about stuff. You'd be like, damn, I didn't even know that.
Like what son Grant Cardone was dropping on Clubhouse, if you could
Oh, well,
summarize
Grant
it.
Cardone, he's a billionaire, so he's coming with mind state, right? Elon Musk came with mind state. Ty Lopez and them, it's all mind state. They on they fucking
Quick,
shit.
coming
Yeah,
with mind
Jim
state.
Quick. They have programs, right? What makes them intricate is that they're able to speak in a lexicon. That once you learn the lexicon and once you learn the language and once you learn the quote unquote conversation, it is going to help with mind state, right? That's the great thing about hearing people who could be of inspiration and whatnot, because it's different than when they're writing a book and whatnot, and it's even different when they're doing an edited video on YouTube. They're gonna just go right into it. So he speaks of certain opportunities that individuals could take. He speaks of certain type of formulas to utilize in order to get certain products and certain type of projects off the ground. He speaks of the quote unquote, I've heard him speak about the formula. That's what's important. The formula. Everybody got some shit that's working. There's a formula at work. There's a recipe behind it. There's a algorithm. There's a script. There's a code. So by tapping into these rooms with some of these millionaires and some of these individuals, it's some industry people dropping shit, but the information that I've been hearing, just I don't, it's from different people in different times, but it just goes to show you that our brothers and sisters in the industry, just case in point, the credit game, my nigga, the business, the personal, the shit I'm listening to Earn Your Leisure, Bandman Kimo, nigga. I'm listening to some shit go down, some information get disseminated. I'm like, fam, are you
Facts.
serious? Just when it comes to the financial literacy about how to quote unquote create wealth. And I'm not going to say that our community never heard this conversation before, because we did, but now you're hearing it on steroids. So
Yeah, now you getting it with the receipts minus any suspicion of scam, right?
right.
Because people are selling you methodology and it's accessible. It's on you what you do with it, my nigga, but it's there to get. It ain't like you paying somebody and you ain't getting your product. That's no longer the issue. It's accessible, right? And it's doable. And there's people that you can look at that have results that you can emulate and you can holler at them for mentorship, right? It's accessible, my nigga. It is here. So, and the beautiful thing is, once again, like, you can get your children into this at an early age.
Right.
Right. It's easy in terms of it being digestible. You know what I'm saying? It's not profanity laced. You don't have to deal with people's character. You know what I mean? It's just the information.
Extract.
Yo, Red, what is your daughter doing right now in terms of school? We're talking about the world changing.
Right.
What's going on with her with schooling right now?
She's learning like the rest of the other children are learning virtually.
Virtual, okay.
You know what I'm saying? She's learning virtually. And to be honest with you, that's not the type of modality that she's 100% comfortable with. Neither is my 13-year-old. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Shit. My son is in virtual school. Every time I'm on my phone, he's attacking it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if I'm watching something, like I said, the little ones. But this is the thing. This is the caveat to the whole thing, because this is about moderation and it's about balance. They are magnetically attached, right? If you talk about the adults being sticky, the children's have a level of attention too to the technology. Remember, they have a different way that they understand how to utilize it. They can hop right into the crypto market and spend all of these tokens and all of these coins. They know how to log into the blockchain easily. They know how to they know how to get on the dark web. They know how to do a lot of things naturally, to where it's not such a learning curve for them. It's our generation. It's the ones that are our age going up to the civil rights era people. If the 60 to the 70-year-old knew and they were very proficient in this technological sector, we would be leaps and bounds from where we're at right now. They could be the quote unquote, who do you think the angel investors are? Who do you think the quote unquote lean investors are? Who do you think these people are? Who do you think Andrew Berkowitz or whatever the company is that gave
Howard.
they gave Clubhouse their startup money, their round A money. These are older people who are like, you know what?
I remember, Andrew Howard, he was the European that brought in Nas.
The boy Nazin, right?
Well, as a fan, saying,
Right.
yo, the way that I can give back to you is to teach you this game, right?
Right.
So he brought him in, and he got 41st Side Ventures, and son has been on a tear ever since. So this is the same dude to put the bread up for Clubhouse.
Right. The angel investor, right? Because you have the founders, which would be like if we came up with the idea, if we came up with the thought, right? If we came up with the quote unquote, the vision, we put it on a white paper or we put it together and we go, right? Because everything still works the same way that it been working. They're going to somewhere to get the bump, right? The traditional model has changed. Now you go right to the market. You go direct to market or you go P2P, person to person, crowdfund, right? Indiegogo, GoFundMe, Kickstarter. You don't got to go to the investors anymore. Equity crowdfunding. You can raise up to 50 mils, right? You don't got to, you go to your network. You go to your people. You go to your community, right? You go to your network. If you are part of a successful network and not media, right? As we can see, social media has not necessarily helped individuals tap into the power that this is like we on the outside, right? We think we had a free party, and there's some people behind the scenes that are making billions off of us. Trillions. There's these $1 billion companies, right? Somehow, some way, we think we're doing the same thing, and we're not. We're interacting. We're talking shit. Niggas is out there hating on each other, liking, poking and tagging, on DMs and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Sliding and all kind of stuff. But they're not building. They're not saying, yo, I heard that tomorrow, this is a fly on the wall. Told me tomorrow you should invest in, you should invest in Kellogg and shit. You know what I mean? Something is about to happen. You didn't hear from me. And you go right to your app, you put your money up, that shit come the next day, bong, you hit a lick, right? Just off of what they call insider trading. But keep in mind, that's what the Gamstop shit exposed. That's all they've been doing.
Facts.
What the fuck? It's the easiest lick ever. You put the fucking put options. You know what I mean? You bet against the company, you bet for the company. Somebody tells you the day that the shit is going to fall. That's why I remember when all of the CEOs were stepping down before the pandemic. Imagine how many people made money in their put options, right? Imagine how many people made money when Jeff Bezos stepped down and the shit just shifted. But they put millions of dollars on the fact that it would shift at that day. You think that he don't put his inner circle on, his homies in him? Niggas is begging him to hold something. Look, you know what? I ain't gonna let you hold nothing. I'm gonna let you hold an idea, nigga. I'm gonna give you a stock tip. What you do with it is on you. And it exposed and it showed that we live in a day and time, like Blue was saying, in an Aquarian post-conjunction time where you could become a 1-minute millionaire. The possibilities, the probabilities, and all of these things have expanded in motherfucking Jupiter. Facts.
One minute millionaire. I like that.
1 minute millionaire.
Wow.
Put a 1 minute, especially with Cash App now. 1 minute millionaire. It could be manifested multiple times. The cap is gone, my niggas. That's the superpower. The superpower is the fucking cap is gone. There is no limits. Okay? This shit has expanded. This shit has grown exponentially. It's just gonna take a long time. It's like if a pint becomes a 3 liter, it takes a lot of water to fill that shit up. So we're in the middle of this shit, not realizing how wide this thing is expanding and how much water, the proverbial water, that's that drip. That's
Right.
whatever you need. That's the shit that God, Father, come and wash me. Whatever you want to, make it rain on me. Whatever you want to equate it to. That's that. So we're being shown through certain instances on specific days, right? The Wolf Moon, Wolf of Wall Street, right? They went and opened up the stock and showed you how you could basically move this shit. Then we live in a situation where, like I said, there's coins out there. It's not
I got an article from Forbes that said they lost 70 billion, right?
facts.
They was talking about 7 billion they hit, the particular hedge funds took a loss, right? You heard about Michael Jordan was involved with this particular hedge fund.
Yeah.
They came in and they were supposed to buy a percentage of the Hornets, with the promise maybe, of buying the complete thing at some point, right? Because they were, making incremental moves, and they took a hit, right? And that affects him and his bottom line. But the article says he lost to the tune of 70 Bs.
70 big boys. And many other things are going to, just the beginning of the year, the beginning of the cycle. This is going to happen on multiple occasions where opportunity will present itself in a blink of an eye. You have to be ready to move at the blink of an eye, right? And you have to be able to take that risk. And if you do such, you'll see, like the what do you say? The brave is what? Favor.
Fortune favors the bold.
Oh, fortune favors the bold.
Y'all don't. Listen. I don't. Hold up, Ray. When they talk, family, we not just up here bullshitting. Like Blue said something that interests me, and I wrote it down because we not just here to entertain y'all. I don't want y'all to think we bullshit. This is my personal notes. I wasn't going to show it, but since Red repeated it, I just want you to know I'm not here bullshitting. I'm here taking notes as they talk. I take notes so I can look things up later on. We not here bullshitting. This ain't entertaining. We dead ass serious, family. There's a financial revolution happening right before our eyes. We not lying. This shit is real, family. Right. Don't get left behind.
Can I share something with you?
Yeah, please.
Today they decriminalized psychedelics.
I heard.
In Massachusetts.
I heard.
Right? So,
Look, 2 days ago, they went through with the full decriminalization of all drugs in Oregon.
All drugs.
All drugs. So
the boy and the girl, the hard and the son.
The boy and the girl, right? The whole family, they let them all out of family court. Go ahead, go home, boy and girl, right? In broad day. So what does that represent? That just represent what I was saying, opening up. It represents opportunity. You would want to be at the beginning of a lot of things. Would you not want to be at the beginning of the Google stocks? Would you not want to be at the beginning of Apple stocks? Would you not want to be at the beginning of Tesla? Would you not want to be an early adapter? So it is beneficial of us as a pioneering people to be very visionary minded and tap into, be presently present, go and do your research. If you don't, tap into brothers such as myself, Blue Pill. We do consultations. We will build with you. We will walk you through some things. But there's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of doors that are open out there.
Yeah, I remember like when Polite first hit the scene.
Right.
And before all the shit went down in the controversy,
right.
He used to talk about how we should invest in. He used to talk about digital real estate. And he would say how you should buy domain names and hold on to them, and then you could flip them later on. I remember I'm filming as he's saying this, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm like, the fuck out of here. How much I'm going to flip a domain name for? So I was on the website, and I'm looking for this name, Music Mantra, because I'm getting ready to do something with the music mantras or whatever. Right. And the shit was like 2,500. I'm like, oh shit, this is what Polite was talking about in like 2014. Man. I'm like, this shit is like, so
There's websites for 25,000.
Yeah, man.
Remember, he said Dr. York's brother got aim.com. He had got aim.com, so them folks had to come and see him, I think, to the tune of 2 M's. Right? Because he had grabbed aim.com early in the game because that was the acronyms of his company. So yeah, you can buy your digital real estate and sit on it. You feel me? There's a lot, there's so much that you can do on the internet right now. And like I said, you know, it's so many systems that people have that you can attack this thing from multiple angles and really get the multiple streams that, you know, people have been speaking about, but you haven't yet figured out, damn, well, how can I do this? You know, sounds good, but how do you do it? Now it's available. Now it's, you know, it's tangible. You can touch it. You can see it. You can see these roads and these avenues. And, you know, thank God for the aspects of these things that have become automated. Because you can, you know, you can put something in and it starts spiraling and twisting. The next thing you know, because it's about accumulative, right? Which accumulate in time and in the way that it compounds and it builds. You're not looking to pull it out today or tomorrow, but 10 years from now, what would it look like, especially if you got in front of it and you're receiving the residuals of everybody coming into it and it's pumping your thing up. So, you know, these opportunities to me, from what I'm seeing, they're profound and they're life-changing, right? And we need to get with the program. Like I said, live your life like the white man wasn't watching you and was not concerned with you, right? What would you do for yourself then? What type of freedom would you activate and move with, right? Move on that.
Yeah,
right. So this is a shameless plug because I have to give opportunity when the time is right. Last 2 weeks ago, I did a webinar that's 5 hours, right, called How to Strive and Thrive in 2021, where we tapped into the multiple income streams, okay? I gave them hundreds of websites. I gave out ways to tap into buy silver and gold before the silver boom. I also spoke about the power of the collective, why we should, you know, why Stream Chasers is what it is. We were 2,000 deep, all right? Why we are who we are and why we utilize the numbers to make this thing shift. So if anybody wants to tap into the pre-recording of that, it's available for on demand. Just hit me in my DM. That's my name right there, Phil Moreland, and I will send you a Cash App, and then I'll send it to you in an email. But there's information that is out here. I remember doing a lecture in 2015. The evolution will be digitized.
I remember.
Evolution will be digitized. And I dug into all of this stuff. I dug into a lot of things: Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain. Huh?
I said you damn sure did.
You know what I'm talking about? And there was so much going on. There was so much opportunities. What I'm saying now is what I said back then. We can be early adapters. Early adapters, like Blue Pill said, if there's a level of patience that you have, okay, if there's a level of patience that you have, you will be able to win. Now, this is coming up. This is me and Blue Pill, all right? This is a different lecture called American Gods 4.4, hashtag 21 Savage, hashtag it's a wrap. And that's us going in and decoding all of the stuff that's been taking place ever since the beginning of this fiscal year or the conjunction. That's going to be on 2/21/21, February the 21st. You could go to Eventbrite and you could get the tickets for that right now. That's American Gods 44.eventbrite. And that's going to be lit. That's going to be on Zoom. All right. We're going to go in on that. You know what I'm talking about? And there are answers out here. There's opportunity out here. Some of us just have to, like when we on Clubhouse, you have to put your ego to the side and you have to be a student in the classroom and you just got to get the information. Take the spit the bones out and chew the meat.
Indeed. Man, it's just wow, man. I'm excited, y'all. I'm real excited about what's going on and all the change that's happening. I mean, Blue, just what do you think that because I remember you sent me the text. I didn't even get a chance to look into it. You was talking about Joe Budden's going to Patreon.
Yes.
Now, the podcasting game is huge right now. You know, we're constantly looking for ways to be independent. What you really like this move, huh? That Joe Buttons did. Talk to me.
Absolutely. Primarily because I was in Clubhouse and I heard an interview with the owners of Patreon on more than one occasion, and those CEOs are very creator centric. You know, they're musicians themselves,
Right.
right? So they are actually, doing things specifically that work in the favor of the content creators. They're making sure that you are able to get the lion's share of what it's worth, what you're worth. So a move like this with Joe Buttons came out of repeated conversations where the CEO, as a fan of this man's mind, he was able to listen more than talk. And he's like, yo, I like, I like what the brother was saying. I like how he understands the game. I understand the vision that he has, not only to empower himself as a creator, but empower the community of creators. So there's going to be a creative community revolution that takes place in this technological age because there's no need for middlemen when everything now is becoming decentralized. So what he figured out, right, is like, look, I can give them, right, cash money deals. They take 85%, I take 15 for distribution, right? We back in the Master P age.
Oh shit.
Shout out to Joe Button. He revolutionized the ability, right, to also be content creators and not only content creators and content curators, but he owns his content. It's non-exclusive. He don't have to just put it on Patreon. Right? And his relationship is directly with his fan base, where now they are the ones responsible for feeding and pumping his stock, right? Somebody can make however, tier pledge that they want to, right? Because now they are doing what? It's a valuation issue. Look, I value what you're doing. The thing that this community can't understand about valuations is that we have not restored what the meaning in the community of value is. So we don't even understand value to understand valuation.
Right.
Yeah.
We just getting through the door.
Yeah. So
with valuation.
Right. Your Cash App going off, Brother Rich?
No.
That's what I was talking about, right?
Right.
Valuation, right?
It has been up there the whole show though, but
Exactly. The fact that his audience, when he's there and he's speaking very subjective, right? He's in his feelings. He utilizes some fact, but a lot of that shit be his opinion, right? And people value that. They'll sit there and they'll watch it. And he has a very supportive audience. So they're constantly, showing him their appreciation for his mind, right? They're valuing his time. They're valuing the input and the info. They're valuing, the fact that he brings these particular people on his platform when he does that, right? So he is now able to go directly to consumer, cut the middleman out, and utilize Patreon as a platform to offer the technology to make sure that other creators can be compensated for their content. I mean, that shit is fabulous. And he's always been, I think we've said it, we've walked it down on this program plenty of times for people who do not remember. Joe Button TV, like, was really the first popping vlog on the internet. Vlog. When he had, his situations with Tahiri, and he used to invite you into his life to show you his day-to-day, and niggas was calling him a clown. Right? It was calling him a clown because he had real moments. I think he got duffed out on Joe Button TV.
Right.
By the Drake fans. Remember the Drake fans?
They ran up in his house.
Yeah, all of that.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
Everything put some knuckles on.
All that. He lived his life in public. So he has always been a trendsetter. Prior to him, it has been porn that has been the trendsetter and the torchbearer for internet ideation revolutions, right? The new ideas that come out on the internet, if they want to, test and break them and push them, they would normally use the porn industry to do that. Now we see that there's a difference, right?
Creative.
The creatives are now the ones that are pushing forward and breaking, you know, the mold and setting precedents, you know what I'm saying, for new technology and new modalities of how we communicate as a people, right? This goes back to a conversation that we had years ago on your channel, Brother Rich, with me and Supernova, when we were speaking about the new forms of communication, you know, texting, memes, DMs, you know what I'm saying? Now you have all of these new vehicles by way of vlogs and blogs and, you know what I'm saying, discords and hmm,
Podcast.
podcasting. You feel me? All of this new stuff. And it's like, again, as much as people have criticisms of these platforms and these social media or social network vehicles, I've seen them used, you know, haphazardly, and I've seen them used strategically,
Right,
right?
right, right.
And I know the difference. And I also have personally benefited from using it strategically. I have been able to enhance my own intellect, and you know, I've been able to benefit from networking with people who I'm, you know, I could be not the smartest person in the room, and hey, I'm looking for that
Right.
continuously. Every chance I get, I need that so I can grow. You feel me? So it's a wonderful opportunity to be amongst this level of genius. You feel me? And the opportunity and accessibility is available for people. They just got to tap in. You know, I want to invite, you know what I'm saying, the people who want a very rudimentary ground floor education in terms of how to get into this particular space and level up as a collectivized community that's working with one another. Biggestcryptopplayever.com, and you can utilize my handle at Blue Pillar, right? And you get in there, it's a you buy, you know, $40 of crypto and you're on your way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a system that's inside of the app that will explain it and break it down what it is that you need to do. I don't want to have a full commercial on this program, but I do invite you to at least look into it, tap in, you know, investigate what's being offered out here on these internet streets. You know what I'm saying? Because the time for the scams and all that BS, that's over with. You know, there's too much
Yeah.
real out
I,
here
I
for you to get.
appreciate those who sent me Cash App since Blue Pill mentioned it. I appreciate,
Shout out to y'all, man. Like, let's
showing a little love.
let's value like this
Giving me some value. Thanks for giving me some value, family.
Just some.
information. I know what this man does, and I know what this man does. You know what I'm saying? And all of it is, you know, is value. It's giving value to the world. And if we can reciprocate value, right, and we can make that a thing, it's like, yo, how would you live your life if the white man wasn't watching? Would you be brotherly? Would you be sisterly? Would you be upright? You know what I'm saying? Would you be them all of them lofty ideals and things that you talk about? What's stopping you? What's holding you back? Right? You return value.
Fact,
Where's the
make you more
nerve?
would it make you more appreciative of one another if the white man wasn't looking at you? If you didn't feel his eyes always on you, would that make you want to break bread faster? You know, Joe Button's program. If I could share the screen, I'll show you his channel. I have the app where I could see all of the subscribers. He's currently at 9. Let me get the accurate number for you. He's at 907, right? He's at 907, 907,000, right?
Well, that's his subscribers.
That's the subscribers. Okay, his subscribers is 907,000. Like I said, if you share this, if you wanted to share the screen, I'll let them see it.
Well, that's his Patreon.
No. This is his
Oh.
YouTube channel.
Okay.
The YouTube channel acts as the home-based platform where his social value is built from, right?
Right.
The fact that it's not the Twitter followers, it's not the Instagram followers, it's the platform of YouTube. Whereas he's using YouTube as a standalone to say to Spotify and the other platforms, no, you can't own my content. I don't need to sign with you indefinitely or exclusively. I'm on YouTube. Y'all found me right here. So why take me from where the people know me the most. This is where they congregate with me at. But we're gonna make the audio a podcast on Spotify, right? So if he were to get, this is the number, right? No, hold on. Yeah. If he were to get $5 from each one of these followers, right? He would only get 5 because they got 3 tiers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if he was to only get 5 a month, like, yo, you know what? All of y'all, if y'all respect my my moves and whatnot, if y'all respect what we give to you, because like Blue Pit, they love the conversation that he has with his friends.
Right.
It's locker room conversations. It's one of those things that if you're from New York, there's a crew like that everywhere in the city. You know, they got the white boy who's hip. They got the dude. They got the homeboy who's, you know, he's always on his buckets and whatnot. Fuck that shit, funny man. You know what I mean? And that shit works. Joe Budden has a certain type of humor and a certain type of understanding that those people fuck with, right? So if he were to take those 907,000 and times that by $5, you're looking at 4.5 million a month, right? Right? Now we're talking about utilizing business models, new business models. This is exactly what we're talking about in the Thrive and Strive workshop that I did. The new business models, right? I gave them about 20 different versions of Patreon. And then coming up February 21st, I'm doing the passion economy with 100 income streams. That's also on Eventbrite. You can tap in. We teach it, right? And I'm showing, because what you're seeing right here with Patreon is part of the passion industry. And what the passion industry is this, that you could make a living for yourself. You could set up a situation where if you tap into your passions, if you tap into something that you're good at, if you tap into a skill set, right? You could monetize that. And by monetizing that, you now could create a residual income, right? They call it, you know how they have mailbox money? That's what people was talking about, waking up and going into the mailbox and there's money and whatnot. Well, they call it as dream money, pillow money. You get money while your head is on a pillow. You wake up to bags, right? So if you were like, there's a brother who sells tax information on OnlyFans, right? He's knowledgeable about cleaning up your taxes and getting all of the credit cards. And when he's telling you this information, he's iced out and he's in front of the yellow Lambo truck. Okay? And he might be chilling in a jet, brushing his waves, and he's giving up the game. So he says that he's making $1 million off of OnlyFans. OnlyFans is also part of the passion industry. And what OnlyFans represents outside of adult entertainment is that you can put a paywall up if there's something that you're knowledgeable about, if there's something that you're an expert about, if there's something that you're passionate about teaching about, you can get your bag. Oh yeah, they call it a sleeping bag. My bad. When you make money, that's the sleeping bag. That's the sleeping bag, right? That's the money you want, a sleeping bag. So you could create let's say that you want to show people how to make beats. And what is your social value certificate? Nigga, you got a whole catalog. You know what I'm talking about? You go crazy on the beats. So if there's some accolades out there, if there's some students out there who would pay you a monthly fee, because that's the era that we're in right now. We're in the passion economy, okay? You have the opportunity, you have the fucking rights, my nigga. Reserve the rights to get to the bag by tapping into who you are. No middleman, nobody in the way, nobody pulling your strings. You show your audience what it is that you have to offer them. Straight P to P, right? Like Blue Pill said, this is the new Master P out the trunk. You don't need a label anymore. Yo, there's so much, bro. I didn't know so much stuff existed. I had to take about a month off and learn the music shit, the new digital shit. It's retarded, bro. It's retarded. And to be honest with you, in that algorithm, one of the key algorithms, and you see it at work already with the Griselda movement, It's the numbers game. It's the catalog. The shit is all Spotify playlist created. You need at least 5 or 6 other artists that rap like you, that are in your genre, and y'all could all you could all create your Rolling Loud. You could all create your, your Lapalazula, whatever the fuck that shit is. You could create your own type of concert, your Broccoli Fest, my niggas. Like this comes from artists that are linked in through Spotify playlist algorithms, my nigga. That's how they pick you for these festivals. So, yo, cooperation, right? Appreciation, Brother Rich, Father Rich, I appreciate you, right? Brother Blue Pill, I appreciate you and everything that you bring to the game and everything that you represent, your arts and everything, everybody in the audience, right? I appreciate everybody that's out there doing what it is that they have to do, shining their light and doing you. It don't matter what the fuck do. People be like, "What? I'm not doing my best, nigga." Do what it do. At least you're doing it. Okay. I know what it look like when you're not doing it. I know what that shit feels like. At least you're doing something. You're not gonna do it overnight. This is the long. Hey, you niggas is in crypto, nigga. This is the long haul. We don't show all of our hands at once. This is the long haul, and people respect longevity, consistency. We live in a day and time where you're gonna be paid everything the fuck you're owed, right? It just wasn't that time back in the days. It just wasn't that era. This is all about timing. Just like how you get into the smart contract, they'll release the funds at a certain time juncture.
Right.
So the fact that you were able to be consistent, the fact that you were able to stay 10-toe down, the fact that you're able to still find something creative to motherfucking create when these motherfuckers is not creating nothing halfway as litty and wet as niggas is creating, then you have to just wait because your day is here. Your bag, if it's about a bag, I mean, it's shit, but whatever, all your Sonic coins are coming.
We about to wrap up the show. I want y'all to first of all, shout out to everybody who's in the chat, everybody who's listening. Make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to all my Patreons. I appreciate the support. I know it's 12:30, it's late. Y'all could be doing a lot of other things, but I appreciate the viewership. So thanks for that. Also, real quick, Red, I want to say, man, them hoodies you got now is fire, man. I'm really like the color blocking scheme. I'm really liking those joints, man.
Yeah, with the puff.
So, the puff joint. I'm gonna need one of those, man.
That's dope.
Got you, man. Got you.
Like,
with the blue, them color schemes is sick.
Game. These are limited. I'm talking about. These are limited right now. We're doing a lot of things. I gotta remind the family if they don't know. We got the physical album, The Red Summer. I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Collector's item. This is merch. Shout out to all of the super villains. Wait till y'all experience what Brother Rich is doing with that Manifest Destiny. I'm just here to say I'm about to get my motherfucking Moringa popcorn. No, dead ass. It's time to set this bitch off. That's going to be the first shot of many silos that are going to go off this year. But we need a soundtrack for 2021. We need music. We need to be in a motherfucker.
We need mantras. We need mantras. We need, what I'm saying?
We need mantras to reflect the fact that things have changed.
Yes.
We're on the other side of something. So it should look different. It should feel different. It should move different. It should flow different. So welcome. You know what I mean? Embrace it, family. Release whatever old vestiges of the past that you have had. Like, let it go.
Yeah, you can't bring that where you're going.
Can't bring it where you're going. Like, embrace the beauty of the now and what the future represents. You know what I'm saying? Again, live life like white folk ain't watching you. You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody.
I wrote that, family. I wrote that.
Live like nobody's in the White House. Like the shit is abandoned. How would you move? You would definitely be looking to do for self and secure your wealth. So, please, just focus on the opportunities, that are in front of you. tap into all of the information and education that you can get so you can get yourself up to date and you can start teaching other people in your neighborhood, in your vicinity, in your timeline or your downline.
Right. Or your clubhouse room,
All that.
or class. Or you could teach a classroom of children. Because like I was saying earlier, those of us, we should brainstorm very soon to infiltrate and to disrupt
Yes.
the digital
Facts.
education platform system. We
Facts.
should be very evolutionary in our approach, but I feel that it's going to take a mastermind group of us to completely disrupt and shift that whole field and give these babies their
Well,
whole meals because they deserve more information, more alkaline based information. They deserve more information that's going to prepare them for the now, the presently present. They're not getting that. They could be getting Forex, they could be getting coding, they could be getting crypto talk. We could tokenize and gamification. They could be getting taught 3D modeling. They could be getting taught virtual, augmented, the haptic vest and whatnot, haptic technology. Come on now. Come on now.
Facts. Yeah.
These babies deserve more, and they're digital. They're gonna
Very.
ask us, what do we do? Look at what Blue Pill has. Blue Pill has cutting edge
you
technology,
can have them with
level cutting edge. I promise.
the vests on, like, they can really be going in and just being amplified and
What's
you
that?
can
What's that, Blue? What's that?
it's an amplified haptic vest, meaning that you can feel the music now internally, immersively throughout your body. So when we do this meditation, family, you're going to literally be tapped in,
Wow.
Yo, it's orgasmic.
So
yeah,
so hold on. You gotta
It's
explain.
orgasmic.
So the music you listen, yeah, explain this a little bit, Blue. I
Somebody
think
said
I
it's got a purse. It's an
I,
Iron Man vest, damn near. You feel
I
like Iron
think
Man with that shit on.
yeah. You might have seen it, on your timeline. But
I said I think I seen Timberland with that one time. The
okay, yeah.
producer.
So, the speaker is here
Uh-huh.
and the vest is wired in a way in which, it almost is like tapped into your whole neurological nervous system. You know what I'm saying? So when you're playing the music, it's amplifying. You can feel it moving throughout your body, right?
Right.
You're
Like
feeling
sound
the vibration, like sound
Damn.
therapy. And I mean, there's so much, bro. Like, there's a whole revolutionary wave that's coming with sonic healing, with sound vibrational healing.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
have experienced it. I just came from a session yesterday. This technology is next level where they can scan your entire body and within under a minute tell you every single thing that's off about you, medically that you need to pay attention to, what
Mm.
system need what particular attention. You feel me? And then they can modulate a frequency to bring certain things back into balance as well. Like next level. You feel me? There's so much next level technology that is just busting out of the gate post conjunction.
Look,
Mm-hmm.
they got
Never gonna slow down, right?
not gonna slow down. They
These
have
niggas throwing the malls on y'all. Like,
they got haptic suits. Tesla, right? The same people that's going to Mars make a
yeah,
haptic suit. They have haptic chairs. For the young guys out there that are into the video games, you want to get that for your son or your daughter if they're gamers and whatnot. Haptic chairs. Then they have the Oculus Rift and they have the virtual glasses. And then they have the augmented glasses and whatnot coming. But they have the virtual glasses right now. What I'm speaking of, why I'm speaking about this is to what I'm saying before, that we have to be ahead of the curve.
Yes.
The architect. We are not Agent Smith. We're the architects in the Matrix. You know what I'm talking about? We are Morpheus, we're Neo, and we the architect, and we the Oracle. So we
Mm.
should be the one writing the code. We should be the one taking this new technology and determining what it is, how can it benefit us in this new quote unquote economy, this passion economy, and the multiple economies that we exist in. We could take technology and we could use it for healing purposes,
Mm.
modalities. If there's a state where all drugs are legal, you should be in that state with onks like this or with your technology, knowing that your powers are going to be utilized in a place like that, because that's where all of these things.
Therapy, right? People are they're gonna want to look to therapy. If it's decriminalized,
Right,
automatically that means that it opens up an entire health therapy industry,
right,
right? Where now people are gonna want acupuncture, they're gonna want sound therapy, they're gonna want, different healing modalities because it's no longer criminalized. Like there's opportunity busting out of the seams right now. You
right,
feel me? Family?
Mhm.
Like this vest in particular, this was made for the VR community for an immersive, expansive experience. But I'm able to repurpose it and say, oh, this works perfect. Like imagine if we had this during the Kundalini meditation,
Whew.
we were
Man.
putting frequencies together, what I'm saying, and getting into our breathing, with this amplifying that experience, and you on entheogens.
Mm.
oh my goodness, yo, Manifest Destiny album on shrooms, on some boomies with that vest.
Uh,
I no, I'm son. Remember, your DNA responds to sound frequency.
right, right, right.
I can't speak for everybody, but there's been times where my whole body was able to shift in
Mm.
a sense where I was feeling my body shift in real time,
Damn.
like a shapeshifter. And
Mm.
that was dealing with the frequency. That was dealing with me getting at a certain frequency where it was just like lit. That vest is able to take you there. It's called a haptic vest. Anybody that's asking. So right now, we are in a very interesting time, right? We have to take full advantage of the times that we're in, but what we have to do is share information and open up our channels, because that's how the information, and that's not just the information, the experience is going to flow. We're in the age of experience. Information that's before the conjunction. We're in the age of experience. And what does that mean? That means that you could talk to me about a book that you read about climbing a mountain. Nigga, I'm gonna go climb the mountain, and we'll see. We'll see when we get into conversations. Whose conversation is gonna be more genuine? Whose conversation is gonna be more about experience versus what you think you know, not speculation, right? Not speculatory masonry, right? You got to show and prove. You have to live this. So this is about the age of experience. So I look forward to experiencing some very powerful experiences with the family. We got new music, so that means shows, that means videos. Rich and Cam and Lux got new music. Cyrock got new music. Blue Pill got new music coming. There's a lot of new things. AA got new things. There's so much new stuff taking place. There's so much opportunity. Be ahead of the curve. Don't be in the fucking bleachers. Everybody on court.
Indeed. Leave your contact info, Red.
I want to shout out Akibalon because we got that textbook that you was talking about in terms of being able to put our children in front of information that will be transformative for them in real life, a fun learning experience, right? Textbook format, man. This piece of work that we're putting together is next level, bro.
Dope, man.
Next level.
When's that dropping, Blue?
In spring.
Spring.
Yeah, when the sun.
We about to get out of here. I want to share this with the family real quick. It's funny, but it's true. So keep this in mind. Like I said, family, we're not joking about how the world is really changing, right? Like never before. Like I've never seen. So check this out. This is very true. This is from the brother who's doing the cryptocurrency workshop that I just showed the flyer to. But check this out, family. This is very true. This is very true.
Now, what are you going to tell your kids and your grandkids?
Y'all can hear that, Blue? You hear that?
When they say, gee, daddy, gee, grandpa, what were you doing other than having your thumb up your fucking ass during the greatest transmission of wealth in the history of the world?
Y'all hear that?
What were you fucking doing?
Oh, okay, hold on. My fault. Damn, I messed up, y'all. Hold up. Let me do this one more time, family. Y'all need to hear it from the start anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you going to tell your kids and your grandkids 25 years from now, when they say, gee, daddy, gee, grandpa, what were you doing other than having your thumb up your fucking ass during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the world? What were you fucking doing? Fuck all, nothing. That's what most of you will tell them, your grandchildren and your children. It's never going to be better than this, kids. This is the, as I said on YouTube, the eye of the perfect motherfucking storm. This is it. I never thought I'd live to see it again. This is going to make the 80s look like a nursery rhyme, which I praise Allah, praise Buddha, praise God. I participated in slashing and raping everybody in the 80s, legally. This is going to make that look like a fucking nursery rhyme. And what are you going to tell your kids? Oh, I had to tell your kids. Oh, I had to spreadsheet it. I had to think about it. I had to read another book on M&A, you fucking morons. Did I answer your question? Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, that dude is funny, man.
Now, what are you going to tell your kids and your grandkids 25 years from now?
Yeah. Oh man, that dude.
Dan Pena.
Yeah, Pena, man. Dan Pena. That dude is hilarious, man. But he be dropping some jewels, man. He be dropping some jewels. Cold blooded. He's cold blooded. Cold blooded dude.
Unapologetic.
Dropping jewels. Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez. They all got jewels to drop. They all sharing information. Information at the end of the day has no nationality, right?
Right.
It belongs to no one, and it's colorless. So you can learn from a fool, right? And there's a lot of people out here that are way beyond, they're not fools, and they're out here teaching. So, I'm immersing myself with a lot of information these days of people who are just keeping it straight to the point.
Yes, sir.
Shit very plain for me. Everybody wants to get in the fucking DeLorean and wish they could go back 10 years ago, but don't beat up on yourself. You know what I mean? The only thing that you can't change is the fucking past, but you could change tomorrow. So there are, if you've seen what Bitcoin did, and you wish that you could go back in time 10 years, have the patience to sit on something to 2031.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly.
Have the patience to sit on something. Don't be fucking selfish. If you don't think that you're gonna make it to 31, then somebody in your family will. Just be able to put the key somewhere where they can get it.
Right. Just to start the wave. Start it now. Let your children inherit, the best decisions that you make today. You can't get back tomorrow. That's the only regret that we will ever have.
Right.
But what you fail to do for tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't get back yesterday. This is what I'm saying. But what you do tomorrow, that's on you. That's the redeeming quality that you have every night after you experience a soulmatic death.
Right.
Shout out to Baba. So
indeed,
a new level of saving, y'all, is basically saying, we've held on to fiat. Fiat comes and goes. Fiat will evaporate and disappear. When you crystallize it into things of value, like stones, like precious metals, like crypto, and like stock certificates, those are not going anywhere. So with the push of a button off of your cell phone now, we don't even know the opportunities that we have, right? With the technology that we have right now, and we don't know, like in our parents' time, they didn't have the opportunity to buy stocks off of a goddamn phone. They didn't have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin, right off of the Cash App, but with a push of a button. You feel me? So if I make $100 and I say, instead of just putting $20 in the drawer, right, or $40 in the drawer, I'm gonna just put $40 on Netflix. I'm gonna just put $40 on, on Apple. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna just put the money, instead of putting it in the drawer, I'm gonna put the 40 on the Bitcoin. It's still being saved. It's still part of your savings. It's still in the proverbial shoebox. But now it's in a probability, possibility. You know what I mean? It's in a lottery. It's in that. The lottery shit before the ball pops up. It's in that pool right there. You would have took $1 and you put that bitch in a lottery pool. Why do I say that? Because you never know. 50 years from now, that one stock that you bought for $1, that could be Tesla at 8 and change, and you bought 1,000 of them.
Mm.
So we are here to play the long game. Only when you start thinking the long game, that's when niggas cooperate. When you start thinking the short game, that's when niggas are not cooperating. That's why everybody is running around jumping over millions for pennies. And I'm not going to go on a rant, like I said, because I don't want to live in the past. But we're here now. So shout out to all of the brothers and sisters that are visionaries. Shout out to everybody that's out there who, you know, are out here working with each other, helping each other, doing what they do. We see you. Love and light to the family. Hit me up on Phil_Moreland on the Instagrams. And yeah, we'll build from there. Love and light.
Yeah. Like I said, biggest crypto play ever.com. You can utilize my handle at BluePillar44. And the whole thing is pretty much automated. It walks you through step by step, but we are on the app and the Discord. You know, for anybody who needs any assistance on how to sign up or move around the room to find out what the opportunities being offered are. But, you know, this is dope. It's revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? And the educational component is also amazing. You getting in there and getting all the information you want. And I strongly suggest that we, you know, however many seats are available, that you show up to Chicago Crypto's workshop, that 6-hour intensive, so you can walk away with a plethora of information from an individual who I consider one of the best on the planet is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And bwoaccess.com, right, where you have that entire engine, that powerhouse with Chris Cole, 19 Keys, brother Ben X, and the brother Jake Taylor and Derek Grace offering all of their courses synchronized into one package. And with a brother like Chris Cole, you get somebody who is very versatile and playing the market, and also, you know, the first melanated person, brother in particular, to become a millionaire and trade or take a cryptocurrency company public. You know, so I mean, these are people in our community that have succeeded, you know what I'm saying, who have figured out the angles, who have played them strategically, and they're now giving back information, right? And you know, you can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, family. Also, just to close it out, once again, man, I just appreciate the show. Very inspiring, positive, and informative show tonight. I'm glad to be able to provide this to the family, and make sure y'all come through this Saturday at 8 o'clock. It's the world premiere, the first video off the Manifest Destiny album featuring myself, Loaded Lux, Gambada. We're gonna premiere it at 8 o'clock Saturday, family. If there's 1,000 people here right now, I want all 1,000 of y'all to be here this Saturday. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have a party here, y'all.
Don't miss it.
This Saturday, 8 o'clock, family. The world premiere of the first video of Manifest Destiny. All right, be here, y'all. Once again, thanks for tuning in. You got it, Red.
Cosmic Roots Creation. People asking about the Cosmic Roots Creation on IG. All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace, family.